Hey, how are you, everybody? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time viewing, my name is Shane, and in today's episode, we are going to cover the new Canon RF 100-500 telephoto lens. And let me tell you, if you haven't tried this lens out, man, it is the bomb. It is awesome. I love it. If you're interested in learning more about the Canon RF 100-500, stick around. We're going to jump right in. Hey everybody, thank you for joining. If this is your first time joining, again, my name is Shane. In this channel, we cover photography and mainly landscape photography type videos. Occasionally, we'll throw some gear videos into the mix. I recently purchased a RF 100-500, replaced my Sigma 150-600 contemporary lens, and I got to say, I am hugely impressed with this lens. It's now my baby. I love this lens inside and out. It's just an awesome lens. So I'll kind of go over some of the stats on this lens, maybe compare some of them to other lenses, but for the most part, it's pretty much a very subjective review of this lens. It's more along the lines of how I've enjoyed it and have I been effective with it. So I have here the new Canon RF 100-500 lens. It's f4.6 to 7.1 L lens. Now it's an IUS, which means it has image stabilization, and it's got a USM motor. All right, so let's just take a quick look at the lens. So I have the lens sitting here in front of me. You can see it's your basic look and feel like the Canon EF 100-400 lens. It's got a hood that comes with it. Now this hood, which is pretty neat. I don't know if the EF 100-400 had it, but the Sigma lens does not have it. So we have this hood that has the little door there, so you can actually reach in and change like your various filters and such. Like a circular filter, you can actually change it while it's on the lens, while this hood is on the lens. So that's pretty neat. I really like this. So let me get this hood back on. So it's got your basically. It extends when you zoom. You can see the full length here. Pretty far out there. There we go, 500 millimeter. And let's go back to 100. There we go. Pretty long lens once you extend it. Now, one thing I like about it is, man, this lens is light. I'll go over the exact weight in a few minutes. But I tell you, compared to my 150-600 Sigma lens that I've been using, oh man, you could definitely tell the difference. So if you notice when I turn it, it's really stiff. So one thing I really like about this lens is you have options. There's actually a knob here, a little twist here, and that's new to me. The Sigma didn't have it. I don't think the EF lens has it either. But this allows you to tighten or loosen the traction on turning this knob here. All right, so if I loosen it all the way, you'll see that is the loose mode. That's there, and I can actually tighten it up. Now, one thing you'll notice with this loose mode, well, there is slippage there. So you notice how it went down by itself. Now, I like that I can make it loose and twist it fast in case I need to zoom in on something real fast. But if you want more of a tighter fit, you can change it, and yeah, it's a lot tighter. Now watch this, and of course, it doesn't slip much. Yeah. So we have this. We have this for tightening it. We have your standard, for zooming, and we have your standard dial here for actually focusing. And of course, with all of our RF lenses, we have a little dial here for whatever settings you want to set that to. I, up to this point, haven't used it. I think that tends to be the habit with these dials. Some people take advantage of it. I haven't taken advantage of it on my R5 yet. But you do have this in case you want to use it. So, to rehash, you have your zoom, you have your traction to make the zoom tighter or more loose. you have your focus, and you have your dial for settings. All right, so if you look at the lens here, you'll see there's also more switches. So first you have your focus switch here, allows you to change whether how close the lens will focus. Usually I think that is used in case your lens is capturing something closer to you you don't want it to focus on. You can make the lens not focus on things that are close to you. Next, you have your autofocus and manual focus button. Now this lens is a little bit different compared to your EF lens. I think this has to work in combination with the settings inside of your camera. If you put it on manual focus up to this point, and unless they have firmware changes, up to this point, manual focus doesn't work like your EF manual focus. You have to actually change some settings in your camera to make it work. All right, you have stabilization on or off. Of course, that's your image stabilization. It's built into the lens. You can turn it on or off depending upon your need. And then you have your image stabilization modes. So you'll see here we have 3 modes, 1, 2, and 3. 1 is on, so both panning and vertical. 2 is for panning, and 3 is the same as 1, except it uses less power, less energy. 3 will only work as soon as you start to take the shot, not while you're moving. So a few stats. The Canon RF100-500 has a maximum aperture of 4.5 to 7.1, and it depends, of course, what zoom range you're in. So the EF version that this lens replaces, I consider this lens a replacement for the EF 100-400 version 2, has a maximum aperture range of 4.5 to 5.6. So this one has an aperture range of 4.5 to 7.1, but keep in mind it also goes out another 100 millimeters. So you're going from 100 to 500 millimeters. Now the Sigma 150 to 600 contemporary lens, the one I used to own for the EF mount, it has a maximum aperture of 5 to 6.3. So if you compare the 4.5, the 7.1 aperture range of this lens to the Canon 100-400 EF 4.5 to 5.6, well, you're losing pretty much a stop of light there. So there is a difference there. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Why? Because this lens out of the box offers you 5 stops of image stabilization. That means you can decrease your shutter speed, get that stop of light back. Now, what does the EF offer? The EF offers 4 stops of image stabilization. So the EF 100-400 has 4 stops of image stabilization. The RF 100-500 has 5 stops. Now that's just 5 stops on a regular Canon mirrorless camera. If you put this lens on the Canon R5 or R6, I shoot the R5, you actually get 6 stops of image stabilization. Again, with the E4, its base image stabilization is at 4 stops. Now, what about the Sigma? Sigma contemporary 150 to 600, you can get anywhere from 3 to 4 stops of image stabilization. This lens definitely has those lenses beat in this area. Now, wait. As I mentioned earlier, man, this lens is light. I mean, it's heavy. It's a telephoto lens, don't get me wrong. But I don't need a tripod for this. I can easily hold it for long periods of time. I've taken it out into the woods, taking pictures of birds, deer, no tripod, and just quick action, moving around, quick zooms. It is awesome. I mean, my arms don't ache like they used to with the Sigma. So how much does this thing weigh? This lens weighs 54 ounces with the collar. Now, I've never used the EF 100-400. The EF 100-400 weighs 57 ounces, so not too bad. This one's a little bit lighter at 54 ounces. Your Sigma is 86 ounces, almost more than a pound heavier. And believe me, that 1 pound makes a difference when you're holding your arms up for long periods of time. Makes a huge difference. So it's definitely nice that it's a little lighter. All right, one thing you should know is it's definitely weather sealed. If you look at the material it's made out of, there's less metal, there's more plastic than your EF 100-400. From what I hear, though, it is a very sturdy lens, and it is definitely weather sealed just as much. The Sigma 150 to 600 contemporary, it's not quite as weather sealed as your sports version of that lens. It is only splash proof and dust proof. I wouldn't carry it out in the rain and use it very long in the rain. This one, I have no problem doing that. Now this lens is a 100-500. I've had the Sigma contemporary for quite a while. It's 150-600. Now I would say I missed that extra 100 millimeters, but I have to be honest with you, I don't, because I bought this little special guy here, the RF 2X adapter extension. So I've been using the 2X with the Canon 100-500. That gets me out to 1,000 millimeters. And let me tell you, it's fast. There's not much lag. It's just as fast focusing, great photos. It works perfectly. So I've used the 2X for quite a while now. I've taken video out to 1,000 millimeters. I've taken pictures out to 1,000 millimeters. The pictures turn out great. The video turns out great. I like this little 2X. It's very nice. Now, one thing you should know when you buy the 2X, well, you won't be able to get 200 millimeters on here, not with this 2X. So take a look at that. So you'll notice as I put the extender on, it won't actually fit correctly. You actually have to extend this lens out to get the extender on. So I'm going to extend it out. Go ahead and put the extender on, and got it in there latched on. That makes it, of course, longer, not by too much. Now you'll notice I can only zoom down to 300. So I can only reach 300 millimeters. So the minimum zoom range with the extender is 300, which of course doubled is 600. So when you have the extender on, the most you can go down to is 600. And of course, if I take it up to the 500, I'm now at 1,000 millimeters. Now, adds a little bit of weight to it, but not much. Still very nice. Still very easy to use handheld. Now, I got to say, it doesn't really hurt performance much at all. It focuses very fast. Of course, your aperture is now going to be doubled. You won't get 4.5, but I have to say, with the image stabilization, really makes up for a lot of that. And of course, that's the same for any extender lens combination. So one thing also I like about this lens is the close focus abilities of this lens, almost like having a macro. I can focus up to 2.9 feet away, which is about, what's that in meters? Help me out, guys. 2.9 feet. I think it's about 0.9 meters. So this will focus up to 2.9 to 3.9 feet away, depending upon your zoom. The EF lens focuses on 2.7 feet away, so the EF lens does beat it in this category. And that 2.7 feet, I believe, is also at any zoom range. So the EF does beat it in this category. Now for the Sigma, this one's much better for close focus. The Sigma, I believe, was around 9.2 feet for close focus. So you really couldn't get close focus at all. That's about 2.8 meters. So think about that, 2.9, 3.9 feet compared to 9.2 feet. So huge difference. The lens takes filters that fit 77 millimeters. The lens comes with a collar. Now you can choose to take the collar off. It does completely come off, or you can use it and just adjust it with a tripod, etc. Got to be honest, comparing it to the EF 100-400, I can't really give you any details on that. I've never used the EF 100-400, but compared to the Sigma, it's much better. It's very nice. Now, to be fair, Sigma is probably about $1,600 cheaper. So there's a reason why this one is better. But I think it's well worth the money if you're going to need this kind of lens long term. This lens is going to last. So hey, I love the RF100-500. If you ever get a chance to use it, I definitely recommend you try it out. This lens is awesome. It's one of my favorite now. I just can't put it down. Hey, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button and click that like button on this video. That really helps a lot. I really appreciate that. We have landscape photography videos on this channel where myself and my family, we go out to local places, and we also go on trips and just do landscape photography. So I recently started learning all things photography, mainly landscape photography. So we do videos where I go out and take pictures of beautiful areas. If you enjoy learning how to take landscape photography pictures, check those videos out. But also, if you enjoy beautiful scenery, check those videos out too. There's a lot of beautiful places we've visited over the last few years. So if you like landscape photography or would like to learn, come learn with me. Check those videos out. If you also just like checking out new places, checking out the beautiful scenery at those different places, they're good videos to watch to kind of give you an idea of what a certain place looks like. And just enjoy the beauty of nature and the beauty of creation. Now, we also have some scenic drive videos. Now, these videos pretty much just have music or no sound, and the hours of just driving through various locations from the Ozark Mountains to Colorado, etc. So just scenic drive videos, nice to put on and just put it in the background and enjoy the beautiful scenery. Check those out too. So again, I hope you liked the video. If you haven't subscribed, click subscribe, let others know about our channel, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.